Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. Hope y'all are having a great weekend thus far. The week is over. This is what going to the third week of January. So this month is going by fast. We're just about halfway done with the month. January always goes by fast. At least to me, it does. It's been a tough week for me. I was sick Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. So I wasn't feeling good the first 3 days of this week. It's been raining out here, windy. We've been having some terrible weather. Matter of fact, we're supposed to get, I think, more rain today. It already rained this morning. It's supposed to rain tomorrow and Monday. So I haven't been feeling the greatest. I'm feeling better now. Wednesday, I started feeling a lot better. And now I'm feeling, that a lot better now than I was early in the week. So thank God for that. We got to take care of ourselves. No, it wasn't COVID. So I just want to put that out there. I did take the test. Whatever, it wasn't it. I was at work. I was out in this crappy weather last week, with the wind and the cold and the rain. And when you out there in those elements and you don't cover up, you get sick. That wind blowing in my face with the rain, you get sick. Has nothing to do with COVID. So it has to do with you being out in the elements because, you could get all the shots and vaccines, whatever you want. It's not going to stop you from getting sick. I don't know why people don't understand that. They think these shots and vaccines are wonder drugs. They're not. You're still going to get sick. But that's another topic for another day. In any event, I'm doing great. Thank you for the prayers, brother Steph. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate the love and support. Thank you, good brother. But I'm doing great. So I hope you all are doing well into this new year. So thus far, hope this month is these days, are everything's working out for you. And just enjoy this long holiday weekend, which is I'm going to make my segue into talking about. So, as many of us know, Monday is the MLK holiday. Dr. King would have been 94 years young. I often wonder what he would be like or what he would look like at 94. What would his thoughts be? I kind of know what his thoughts would be on the state of Black America in this day and age. He would be greatly and gravely disappointed. I don't think he would be accepted by a lot of us in the Black community. And let me explain what I mean by that. Dr. King would have had relationships with the Nation of Islam. He would have worked side by side with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the brothers in the nation and the sisters. He was doing that his last 2 years on this earth. He was building a relationship with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the messenger. He was starting to see things a lot different in 1966 than he did in 1963, 62, 61, those previous years. He was becoming more militant, especially when it came to Black people, and in the Vietnam War. He was staunchly against the Vietnam War, staunchly against it. He didn't think young Black men had any business going over there killing another poor people. For what? He called the Vietnam War imperialism at its best. I'm paraphrasing. He called it colonialism. Dr. King knew it. He knew we didn't have any business over there, and it was sending young Black boys from urban America, poor young Black boys from urban America, over to Vietnam to get murdered. And for democracy, right. Dr. King knew. He knew it. He was speaking out against the treatment of Black people in urban America, in Chicago, Detroit, Philly, Newark, New York, LA, Houston, Milwaukee, all major cities. He was speaking out against the treatment of Black people. He said, I feared I've integrated my people into a burning house. He knew integration wasn't the answer. He knew integration was a false narrative. He knew it. That's why they killed him. Oh, he spoke out about reparations. He said, we're coming for our check. He spoke out for reparations. Spoke out for reparations. He spoke out for Black people being economically empowered. He said, redistribute the pain. Shop with your brother before you shop with your other. Black man, Black people, start your own businesses. That's why they killed him, y'all. That's why they took him out. They didn't give a damn about him, about little Black girls and little Black boys holding hands with little white boys and girls skipping, singing We Shall Overcome. That ain't why they killed him. If that was the case, they would have killed him in 63. They could care less about that. That's what the white liberals wanted to hear. They wanted to hear that because oh, well, you Negroes, we want you to integrate with us, to hold hands and sing Kumbaya and say we shall overcome. Dr. King had gotten way past that. When he was that peace-loving Negro Baptist preacher down south, they loved that. They were all for him. Yeah, when he was saying that civil rights, which was for us, the civil rights movement was our movement, but everybody benefited from it but us. Just look at it. White women benefited from the civil rights movement more so than Black people. Handicapped people benefited from the civil rights movement more so than Black people. Native American people. Everybody benefited from the damn civil rights movement, but the people who it was intended for, which is Black people. And Dr. King saw that. He finally woke up and he saw that. And the messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, brought him to that conclusion. When him and Sister Coretta moved to the housing projects on the South Side in 1966, Dr. King met with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the messenger, and he helped him wake up. He gave him a wake up call, and Dr. King changed his tune. He became a militant. He became a feared Black man. But they don't teach our children that. Our children are taught, about the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. They're taught about, Dr. King, holding hands and the 1963 March on Washington, which was for everybody. That wasn't for Black people. That's what they teach us about Dr. King. He was nonviolent. He was nonviolent. He wanted little Black girls and boys to hold hands with little white boys and girls and sing We Shall Overcome. Nonviolent, nonviolent. He preached nonviolent. He preached nonviolence. He preached nonviolence. He loved everybody. Stop it. Stop giving us the sanitized version of Dr. King. Talk about the Dr. King that called Vietnam a farce, that spoke out against Vietnam. Talk about that Dr. King. Talk about the Dr. King that was an enemy to the Johnson administration. They feared him. Talk about that Dr. King. Talk about the Dr. King that said, we're going to redistribute the pain. Talk about the Dr. King that wanted to boycott Christmas, but the Sambos and the NAACP fought against them. They fought against them boycotting Christmas. Talk about that, Dr. King. Talk about the Dr. King that was preaching about reparations, about Black empowerment, about Black people starting their own businesses. Talk about that, Dr. King, why don't you? Talk about the Dr. King that met with the messenger. Talk about the Dr. King that was on board with the Black Panther Party. Talk about the Dr. King that met with Muhammad Ali. He said, we may not agree, we may not see eye to eye on everything, but that's my brother. Talk about that, Dr. King. Y'all won't. Y'all want to give us the clean, sanitized version of Dr. King because y'all scared. That's why y'all took him out. It wasn't the rednecks, it was the white liberals who killed Dr. King. The white liberals took him out. They were scared because he was starting to come on board with what Malcolm was saying years before. He was preaching the same message as the Black Panthers. That's why you had to take that man out. Y'all took out Malcolm first, then y'all took out Dr. King, then y'all destroyed the Black Panther Party by killing little Bobby Hutton and killing Chairman Fred Hampton in Chicago. Then y'all destroyed the movement. But you couldn't destroy the nation. You put some dissension within the Nation of Islam. You have some operatives, some COINTELPRO in the nation. Y'all have some dissension in there, but you couldn't break the nation because the nation was too strong, and they still standing strong to this day. 93 years coming this July 4th, it'll be 93 years that the nation has been in existence. Couldn't break the nation, but you broke everyone. You broke the other Black movements. Your mother and uncles, that's great. They were in the Black Panther Party. Y'all, my T-shirt here, my Black Panther T-shirt. Stand up, you see it. Yup, 1966. Got this a few years ago. Started right out here in Oakland, almost close to 57 years ago. Before I go any further, hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications on when I do videos on here. Dr. King was more than just a Southern Negro Baptist preacher. He was more than that. Our kids need to be taught that. They need to be taught that. They need to be taught of how powerful this man was. This man was a revolutionary. Did you know that I believe it was 1958 or 59, Dr. King met with Castro? He sure did. In Harlem. Fidel Castro, that Fidel Castro, the longtime leader of Cuba, our enemy, America's Satan. Oh, Fidel Castro gave money to the civil rights movement back in the 50s. Did y'all know that? Look it up. Dr. King met with Fidel Castro in Harlem in 1958 or 59. They don't want to teach you that. Fidel Castro was our ally. Fidel Castro loved Black people. He was our ally. Another ally whom the Obama administration, this irks me, this pisses me off when I talk about this. I get emotional. Another ally of ours who was B1 and for the cause was the late, great Muammar Gaddafi. Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, the leader of the great nation of Libya. That's right. Fidel did meet with Malcolm X. He sure did. Thank you, brother. Muammar Gaddafi was trying to give over $1 billion to the Nation of Islam for Black Americans all across this country to start businesses, to empower the Black community all across this nation. The Clinton administration froze, forbade that transfer to happening. They wouldn't allow the money. They wouldn't allow the Nation of Islam to get the money. The Clinton administration, because Gaddafi was considered a terrorist. But yet, the government is giving billions of dollars to these Ukrainian neo-Nazi terrorists right now. The United States got funding from the Nazis. The United States sent money to the was getting money, was funding a war between Iraq and Iran in the 80s. But yet we don't do deal with terrorists. We're doing deal with terrorists right now as we speak. We get money from Israel. We give Israel money, but you won't let Muammar Gaddafi give money to empower Black people here because he's a terrorist? Are you kidding me? It's so upsetting. Muammar Gaddafi gave the United States government, the governments of Great Britain and France, our allies, he gave them a middle finger and told them to kiss his behind because he wouldn't kowtow and bow down to them. That's why they took him out. Libya, Gaddafi wanted to have all the nations of Africa on one currency, kind of like with Europe with the euro. He wanted all the African nations on one currency. There's gold in Libya. There's oil in Libya. A lot of lithium. There's so many resources in Libya. That's why the Obama administration, Hillary Clinton, was so hell bent on taking Gaddafi out and raping Libya of her resources. Look this up, y'all. That Benghazi, that debacle, that's what that was about. Obama killed that Black man. Yes, it was spearheaded by then Secretary of State, Miss Hillary Clinton, but Obama killed him. Obama allowed her to kill him. Libya was almost kind of like a real life Wakanda. It was a perfect. The government was perfect for its citizens. They were able to purchase homes, free education, everything. Healthcare was phenomenal in Libya. Now Libya is a slave colony. Libya is one of the poorest nations, of course, in Africa, but probably in the world. Libya is a slave colony. It's a cesspool now, and we can thank the Obama administration for that. But yet, Negroes love Obama. They love Hillary Clinton. He did call out yes, he did. He called out the other Arab nations. That's why Gaddafi wasn't loved he wasn't loved by the Arabs. He was hated by the Arabs, but he was loved by Black people. He was hated by Arab Africans or Arab, yeah, Arabs who were African, but Black Africans loved Gaddafi, loved him. I talked to a lot of um, brothers not from Africa. They get so emotional. They get so emotional and so angry when I bring up Gaddafi because they knew it was a murder. They knew that was a hit. They know it. They know the truth. It's sad that they know the truth, but we don't know it because we so wrapped up in, oh, the first Black president is a Democrat, Democrats, Clintons, Biden. We're so wrapped up in it until we can't see the truth, even though it's right there in our damn face. And it irks me. It irks me. It irks me to no end. I know I kind of diverted off of Dr. King, but it's still going back to it still kind of ties in with this. Everything I'm saying kind of ties in with this video with Dr. King. It's just the truth needs the truth. People have a phone, have some kind of internet access 24/7. They have their phones in their faces every damn day. They're in front of a device, whether it be their phones, laptop, PC, um, iPad. The information is out there. There's no excuse to be pridefully ignorant or stupid. There's no excuse. If I could find the information on the internet, you can too. I'm not any better than no, anyone else. I'm not some superior person. I don't claim to be. I'm not better than anyone else. If I could find this information, you can find it too. You have a phone, iPad, laptop, PC, whatever. It's you have access to the internet every damn day, 24/7. The information is out there. There's no excuse to be pridefully or knowingly ignorant and just boastfully stupid. There's no excuse for it. No excuse. The information is out there. There are TikTok videos with information. Y'all seem to love these TikTok videos, dancing and carrying on, being a fool. Y'all find those videos. Y'all find these damn stupid fight videos. Find information. There's no excuse to be knowingly ignorant and pridefully stupid and dumb. There's no excuse. None whatsoever. Hit the thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications on new videos on here. But Dr. King was more than what we've been taught. He was more than that. He had become more like Malcolm, more like the brothers in the nation. He had become militant, a militant revolutionary, and a black man that has knowledge of self and that's militant and that's a revolutionary is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous being. It scares white America, more so white liberals than it does white conservatives. We see white conservatives coming a mile away. We know what they're about, but it's the liberal. And Malcolm said this 60 years ago about white liberals. He said it. He said they come as your friend, but they're the most deceitful. Malcolm said that 60 years ago about the white liberals. Look it up. Look it up. Dr. King said that about the white liberals. Look that up too. Dr. King warned us about the white liberals, just as Malcolm did. They said this. It's out there. I can't make it plainer. Look it up. But do we care? Do we listen? No. This week, Diamond from Diamond and Silk, those two sisters from North Carolina, I believe they were from there, the ones that used to bootlick for Trump. I didn't agree with it. I thought it was silly. I thought it was foolish. They had some excellent points, but them, foot stomping for Trump, cooning for him, I wasn't a fan of that. However, I'm not going to rejoice in Sister Diamond's death. I'm not going to rejoice in that sister's demise. But I saw a lot of people on social media rejoicing in her death and being sad and feeling sorrow for the death of Lisa Marie Presley, kind of like they did for Barbara Walters 2 weeks ago. What the hell did Lisa Marie Presley do for black people? Okay, she married Michael Jackson. So damn what? Was that helping the black community to be liberated? I'm not saying that Sister Diamond did things to help us, our liberation. I'm not saying that. But y'all rejoice at her death because she was cooning for Trump, which is wrong. I'm not rejoicing in that woman's death. That's sick. and that's disgusting. I didn't agree with her politics, but to rejoice in her death is sickening. But yet, y'all feel sad and sorrow over Lisa Marie Presley. I don't get it. I don't get it. Our people, we're lost. And this is what Dr. King would have had a problem with. We cannot disagree and love Black people who are conservatives. They have to be Democrats. They have to align with the Democratic Party, with the white liberals. And like I told y'all, these white liberals are worse than the conservatives. But if it's a Black person who's saying, oh, Joe Biden, get the vaccine, Joe Biden, get the vaccine, that's a brother. Right on, brother. But if it's a Black person that says, hey, you know what? I don't agree with these Democrats. I'm a Republican. I think these mandates, these vaccines are unconstitutional. You Sambo, nigger, you Sambo, you ain't Black. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? What is wrong? What's going on up there? This is mental sickness. I'm not saying that Black people should vote Republican, and I'm certainly not saying that Black people should vote Democrat. Both of these parties are evil. They're the same wing of an evil bird. They're both wicked. Both parties. Both parties. Now is the time for the libertarians to step up to the plate and try to win over the Black community, because the Republicans are evil, the Democrats are evil. Two evil wings of the same wicked bird. But we don't see that. If you ain't Democrat, you ain't Black. This is what Dr. King would have been so sick of right now. And Black people would have fought, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. Black people would have fought against Dr. King, and they would have fought against Brother Malcolm, because they would not have gotten on board with the Democrats or the Republicans. They would have tried to counsel Dr. King. They would have tried to counsel Brother Malcolm. They would have been too militant, too conservative, because they would have been telling Black people the truth. They would have treated Dr. King and Brother Malcolm kind of like how many Black people treat the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I hate to say it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think so. They'd have tried to counsel our answer, if they would still have been around today. Brother Malcolm and Dr. King, Brother Dr. King. I hate to say it, but or maybe if they had lived, maybe we wouldn't have all the chaos we do now amongst our people. I would love to think, and I would hope to think that had both Brother Malcolm and Dr. King lived, we wouldn't have all this chaos that we have amongst our people now. I would hope to think that, but we are in dire straits, y'all. We have really lost our way, and it's high time we find it. Hit the thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when I do videos on here. But it's up to us to teach our children about the man Dr. King became. Not what he was, not the sanitized, cleaned up version that the schools want to teach us, that we hear on TV, that we're going to see on TNT during the NBA's games on Monday. Not that version of Dr. King. Not that version. Our kids already, they know about that enough. Teach our kids the man that he became. The man that America feared. Did you know that a year before Dr. King passed, 1967, he was the most hated man in America? Definitely the most hated black man, but he was the most hated man in America. Look it up. Every major news publication in this country painted Dr. King as the most hated man in America. Look it up. The last year of his life, the last year of that man's life, he was the most hated man in America. The most hated man in America. The most hated man in America. The last year of his life. Every major news publication, the New York Times, the New York Daily News, the Chicago Tribune, the Detroit News, Detroit Free Press, the LA Times, Chicago Sun Times, Philadelphia Inquirer, all these major news publications, Dallas Morning News, they painted Dr. King as the most hated man in America because he had progressed from being that peace loving Southern Negro Baptist preacher to being a powerful Black revolutionary. That's why he was the most hated man in America. Look it up. Teach our kids about that, Dr. King. Teach them about that, Dr. King, not the one from 1955 to 1964 or 65. They already know about that, Dr. King. They already know. Lord knows they know a lot, too much about that, Dr. King. Teach them about the Dr. King from 1966 to 1968. Teach them about the Dr. King that said, riots are the voice of the unheard. He said that. Look it up. Dr. King knew that riots were the voice of the unheard. He had empathy, not just sympathy. He had empathy for what those in the inner cities was going through. Riots are the voice of the unheard. Teach him about that, Dr. King. Show him the picture of Dr. King meeting with the messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Teach him about how Dr. King was calling for reparations. Teach him how Dr. King was calling for Black people to do a economic separation from this country. He was teaching Black people, telling Black people to start their own businesses. Teach them about the Dr. King that wanted to boycott Christmas. Teach them about that, Dr. King. Teach them about the Dr. King that called America imperialistic, colonizing devil for being involved in Vietnam, sending Black boys over there to die. Teach them about that, Dr. King. That's what we should teach our kids about. That Dr. King, not what these mainstream white liberals or white media telling our kids about him. They have enough of that. Enough of that. They want to give us the clean, sanitized version of it, and it's time out for that. Time out for it. It's up to us to teach our kids about our ancestors. Stop leaving it to this white supremacist school system and this government. Then get mad when our kids don't have a complete grasp of understanding of our ancestors. It's not their jobs to do it. Do you think they're gonna teach our kids the truth? No, it's up to us. Stop being lazy and get in your jobs, parents, community. Again, hit that thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when I do videos on here. It's up to us. It is up to us. We can't get mad when our enemy is doing doing a job and then complain about it. It's silly. What's stopping us from doing a job? is laziness, complacency. Stop it, y'all. It's high time we teach our kids the truth. On that note, I'm gonna hop off of here. Y'all have an excellent and safe weekend. Ladies, sisters, brothers, be safe. Be safe. Running errands, whatever you're doing, please be safe. Earlier this week, there was a oh, I hate to say this, I hate to report this, but earlier this week, there was an older black woman. She was coming from work, worked at the post office for 18 years, out here in Oakland, West Oakland, in that area. Was coming home from her shift, got off at midnight, lived in that neighborhood where she worked, was 3 doors down from her house, 3 houses away from her house. A piece of sewer trash stabbed this woman, murdered her. She bled to death, was walking home from work at night. Son lost his mother, community lost a beautiful soul. She was a mother to the people in her neighborhood. They lost a beautiful mother figure, a beautiful soul. She was 71 years old. She's with the ancestors. She was brutally and viciously stabbed to death. I believe it was Tuesday, on her way walking home from work. My condolences go out to her son, her her partner of 27 years. She was his caregiver. Her partner from for 27 years. She was his caretaker. He lost his the love of his life senselessly. So I say all that to say, please be careful. Please be careful. Please be careful. Be careful. Keep your head on the swivel. Be aware and beware. Beware and be aware. This devil's busy out here. So please be safe. Sisters as well as brothers, please be safe. Be safe, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Take one another. I love y'all. Thank y'all for the love and support. And just be safe. Take care of yourselves. I'm gonna hop off of here. Um, I appreciate the love and support. Continue it. I need it. Your brother needs it. So I thank you for it. But again, please be safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And God bless. I love you much. I'm out. Peace and blessings.